Hi, it's Carter. I'm up here at the Horseshoe Pavilion at Riverbend Park. That beautiful Riverbend Park. Look at that. Swimming pools soon be opening up for everybody to pile in and get wet. Not me, I don't like water. Um, and, here at the Horseshoe Pavilion reminds me, last night we had a Christian movie down at the chapel here. We have a nice big chapel here. You can barely see it, hardly see it, but it's down there. Beautiful chapel. And we had a Christian film, and we had about 10 people show up here at the Horseshoe Pavilion. They had a rockabilly concert here in Hillbilly Heaven, Riverbend Park, and which I love, by the way. And they had about 250 people. Now, why do I point that out? Because that's what's known as freedom, okay? That's what's known as freedom. There's freedom of religion, and these people chose to participate in freedom from religion, freedom to enjoy Lynyrd Skynyrd, which is fine. And I bring that up in turn because I want to tell you something. It's a heart and mind commentary, if you don't mind. A heart and mind commentary, because those who understand what I'm telling you, about to tell you, you're going to take it to heart and say, we got a problem and we better stop B.J. Harris no matter what it takes. And for the FBI and CIA, that doesn't mean, like some people do, you shoot people you don't like. It simply means that you want to mount the vote against her. And we got to win by at least 10%, or else the Democrat cheating and the deep state cheating and the dark state cheating will overcome it and stick Harris in office anyway, like they did Joe Biden. I don't want to get off track here, but that's just fact of the matter. So if Harris is elected, those who understand what I'm about to share with you are going to take it to heart. Those who don't understand it or just reject it, you have that right, are going to think I'm out of my mind. But so let me get to it. Let me reach down here because I got to read it to you. I can't, I didn't memorize it. But where's America now? Thanks to Barack Obama and then toxic Joe Biden. And if we are not scrupulous, and if we don't fight, soon to be Kamala Harris and her Marxist running mate, Tampon Tim, or as I call him, Laughing Boy Waltz. If they get into office, what I'm going to read is going to be completely fulfilled, and like 4/5 fulfilled right now. The book I'm reading, it's a great book, by the way, about the Azusa Mission revival back in the early 1900s in Los Angeles, of all places. It launched the Pentecostal movement in America. You see your churches of God, your assemblies of God, those churches where they're what some people call holy rollers. They're moved by the Spirit. This Azusa Street Mission revival launched all of that. Started 15 people, and now it's affected tens of millions. And in the book, the author, he goes into the earmarks of slavery, okay? The earmarks of slavery. And he points out it's ever since the days of Nebuchadnezzar, back when he enslaved Daniel and Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, tried to kill them all for not bowing down to idols. There were 6 earmarks of slavery, okay? All right, let me go over them here now. 6 earmarks of slavery. All right, these date from ancient times, and in his book he points out that they all were abundant in the days of slavery in the U.S., those tragic days. So let me read them to you, because you're going to realize it's what's being done to the American people today. Okay, again, if you agree, you're going to take it to heart. If you don't, you're going to think I'm out of my mind. But hear me out. Just hear me out. Okay, just hear me out, or hear this author out, because he's done his homework. Okay, here they are. That the slave holders, and I'm saying the United States government. Let me make it clear here. The United States government are doing these things, or are about to, if BJ and Tampon Tim are elected. Okay, they are what I call fascist Marxist, okay? They combine the worst elements of the two. All right, number one, let me get to it here because time is running out. The slaveholder government separates people from their families. We said, well, that would never happen here. It happened in Nazi Germany. It happened in Soviet Union when they enslaved their people. Say it can never happen here. Well, let me tell you something that Tim Walz pushed for in Minnesota. If you had children in Minnesota and you did not want your sons castrated or your daughters vivisected, Tim Walz approved of having them taken away from you and put in loving homes that wanted to mutilate little children. That's separating the slaves from their families. How about the welfare? How about the welfare administration in the United States? If a family is united, the father and mother are in the home, well, you get less money. Now you get rid of that husband and you're going to be able to up your income a little bit, separating the slaves from their families. That's number one. Not happening here? Guess again. Change their names. You say, well, that's never happening. Watch over the next decade. Names like Smith, Jones, Clues are going to be gone. My wife's last name is Rios Clues. And if we have children that marry Latinos, the Clues will be gone. Okay? Sooner or later, the Clues will be gone altogether. Well, when you import 15 million illegal aliens, the way Toxic Joe and BJ Harris have, and each of them is probably going to bring in 3 or 4 of their friends and relatives. Name change is on the way. Name change is on the way. It's already happening. Force them to learn a new language. Do you remember Barack Obama in a press conference when somebody brought up bilingualism and he laughed and said, oh, yeah, your children are going to speak Spanish. Importing 15 million illegal aliens, spreading them out across the country, your children are going to speak Spanish. Changing the language. Force them to learn a new language. Attempt to change their culture. Well, let me tell you a little something. These people coming up from Central and South America. Remember, I am married to a legal Honduran, and I love her with all my heart, and I love the Latino people. I love the Honduran people. But I'm just telling you, their culture ain't ours. And you get the majority of Americans being Latinos, not of long descent, but just arrived, illegally across the border. You're going to see your culture change, and it's already happening. Tempted to change their diet. You say, well, that's not happening. School breakfast program, school lunch program, the CDC's absurd food pyramid telling us what to eat. By the way, when I was a kid is when they launched the first one. Back then, we did not have an obesity problem in America. I had very few fat friends. Now we have an obesity epidemic. The CDC, as usual, just lied through their teeth to make people less healthy. Remember, they make their money. The less healthy Americans are, the more money the CDC bureaucrats and make, okay? So the food pyramid. Change the diet, okay? And finally, if you want to enslave somebody, make them slaves, you change their religion by requiring they bow down to an idol. The idol's called government. If you don't think they're out to change our religion, remember that Tim Walz allowed the Mall of America, the largest mall in America, to remain open during the COVID hoax, but he closed the churches. Probably closed your church too, didn't they? Change your religion. So there you have it. 6 earmarks of slavery. Take it to heart. Think them out of my mind, either one, but unless we stop BJ Harris and Tim Walz. It's already here. A lot of it, I just read it to you. We just went over it. The rest of us going to be here with a vengeance. So, as I said, fight, fight, fight. Don't give in, don't give up, don't give out. Stay strong.